So today I'm here to review the WRX TS. This is a 2025 model year. I own a 2024 WRX TR, so I want to know what the differences are in the two vehicles. I did a lot of modifications to mine, but what is the difference? Was it worth waiting for the TS? My car was $44,000. This is around $48,000 MSRP. So let's see what makes this one different. We have these gold brake calipers. Coming around to the grill, WRX is now in red, but that's for 2025 model years. Everything else is very subtle, has the same wheels as well. The badge in the rear is different and stands out more, letting you know that you got something a little special. The TR didn't have anything to let you know it was a TR. But coming on up to the, let's look in the rear seats. You're going to see a lot of a blue hue. I thought it was a blue seatbelt, but that's just the leather strips. Same Alcantara. Just gonna have blue interior bits on it. I personally don't think this is gonna match every single colorway, but it does look right on some colors. We're also gonna have WRX TS stitched in the Recaro seats, and we have a blue armrest, which needs an extension on it. Blue stitching on the shifter and steering wheel. Let me start it up real quick. We have a red STI button right now, foot on the clutch, cranking on up. For 2025, we do have a digital dash now, so that's going to be something new to this WRX. And we have this mode button, so like in the GT trim, we can now set up our own individual sport comfort mode, just to make things a little bit different. Change the steering, suspension, eyesight, and the power delivery. Buckle on up. E-brake, reverse. First thing I'm going to notice is the clutch pedal doesn't have a whole lot of travel compared to a lot of other cars. I just got out the dark horse, and as soon as I stepped on the pedal, I slammed it into the floor. Well, I wish I had a rock trail out here. This WRX is meant for terrain just like this. We're going to exit Road America and drive around the local area and see what it's like. Shifter, these stock shifters are like pretty sloppy, and what I mean by that is it's in second gear, it still wiggles from side to side, so a Cobb stop shifter, or not a shift stop, that'll help that tremendously. Turbocharged 2.4 liter, super torquey. So far it feels just like the TR. But what I really want to know is how that suspension is going to differ, because the TR is very stiff, very, very firm. We're going to start things off in comfort mode and dial it on up as we go. Definitely seems softer in comfort mode, so it's worth it. If the TR is too stiff for you, it's definitely worth it to get the TS for the adaptive suspension, or GT if you don't need all the track goodies like the brakes and the seats. Wait, that one already comes with the seats, I think. Speed bump. Don't know what I feel about that, but let's do a tunnel test, see what the exhaust is like. It's pretty loud for what it is. And that's not gonna make much of a difference. Just making noise. Squeaky window. Alright, get on out here in these streets. Got some, it's torquey. Kind of falls off a little bit up top. So you want to stay in between like 3,500, 4,000 if you want the most of your engine's capability. These things handle really well, so that's something that they do have right. The shifter, this can't have the STI short throw shifter. That one's much better than what the stock shifter is. It's a Subaru will upgrade that for you, but the stock shifter without the STI short throw needs some work. Really needs some work. Lane keep assist pushing me to the side. or eyesight. Forgot they coined that term for it. So this Subaru is going to be a Midwestern car. This is where it's going to really shine for all weather, all 4 seasons, rain, snow, sleet, hail. If it's hailing, you need to park and seek shelter. Yeah, this shifter is sloppy. And this is a press car, so people might be a little bit hard on them. But man, that thing handles. Let me crank up the modes a little bit. When you're in normal mode, so comfort, normal, sport, sport plus. So 3rd and 4th gear doesn't do that wiggly stuff, same as the TR that I had. So we gonna crank it up just a little bit more. I'm tempted just to go straight to Sport Plus. We'll dial it up like every little turn. Definitely feel the suspension getting stiffer in Sport mode. We'll say Sport Plus for the straightaway on the other side. Coming on up to the curve, downshift. Now that's where it's good. If every gear shift was like 3rd and 4th, this would be great. Man, it's virtually flat. It can pull. Oh, the steering got heavier too. That's something that the TR didn't have. It was just one source, one solution for the steering. But it's gotten heavier. I think I might enjoy this car if it was heavier. The steering feel, that is, because the one in the TR is a little bit vague. Look, hit red line. It's only 6,000. Hear the turbo noises. The car got some character to it. But now let me dial it up to the most extreme setting, where we might get beat up. But I don't know yet. We'll see. The TR beat you up on imperfections in the road. Will the TS? What gear am I in? In 4th gear. Got this blind corner up here. Rip for days. Alright, the brakes definitely help get you to 0 quickly. And now that we're at 0, I want to go to 60 quickly. Short gearing in here is very enjoyable. Definitely makes for a fun daily driver on street. And I haven't driven one of these on track, but I imagine that would be fun. Now this suspension has gotten stiffer, because this is where the imperfections are in the road. But I still don't think it's as firm as the TR is. So this is a more sophisticated suspension. I would rather live with this one than what's in the TR. The steering feel too, that I think it has better steering feedback, because this is just too light and too vague. I don't want to pass. I don't want to make that the end all be all, because if I'm only driving for like 10 minutes. But initial impressions, it just feels better than what I can recall in the TR. I think I might need to drive these back to back. Now it is pricier, like I said, but Subaru, they're no stranger to discounts off MSRP. Really don't have to do anything. They just kind of mark them down themselves. And get them before your favorite T words kick in, because that might make everything get more expensive. Subtle blow off noises. This is a great enthusiast car. Has some imperfections that I would fix, but if you got the patience to modify it to your liking, this is a raw, all-out choice. You'll be happy. A lot of people will be happy with the WRX, as it is a great enthusiast choice for all-weather capability. So let me pull back on up in here to the track. We got all kind of racing going on. Appreciate it.
I'd like to take that for a ride.
Right, I know. Got a Cobra replica, I assume. Because if you got one of those, I don't know if you'll be spending your time with your $1 million car on the racetrack. But that's all I got to say about the Subaru WRX TS. Let me know what you think in the comments. And would you rather get the TR or the TS? The TR is the more simplistic version. It's just what you see is what you get. But the suspension on this one is going to make it the sophisticated choice and being able to have different drive modes. There's no drive modes in the TR. So I'll leave that with you all. You all remember to drive safe. Okay, thanks, bye.